getting loaded up to head to the farm down in Mitchell County. I'm gonna run down there, do a little bit of cutting up some trees, just get to play with the new saw. I have not run it against anything. I have started it once or twice just to make sure it would, pop off and actually run. So this will be the first time we get to cut anything with it. So, as we ride down there, I'll keep y'all updated, but we're gonna go down to the farm, cut up some stuff, see. I've got some old heart pine tongue and groove. I'm gonna cut a few pieces out of it, bring it home. Got a couple of small projects that I'm wanting to do. I have a 16-month-old little girl, and next February I will be having another little girl. So I'm going to be building both of them hope chest, little cedar hope chest. I do plan on somehow incorporating some of this heart pine from the farm, just as something just to add to it. Something that they have from the farm, from their dad's childhood. But we'll see. And we got I know we got some cedar, some cypress, plenty of pecan. I mean, that's what our farm is mostly a pecan orchard. But there may be a couple of oaks that we can get some pieces out of, but we're gonna see what we can get. We're not getting anything big. I'm not hooking up to a trailer and taking it down there today. I'm just whatever I can pick up, put in the back of my truck. Just enough to make a couple of small projects and to run the chainsaw mill once we get this big old G660 broken in. But I'll get back with you shortly. Welcome to the farm, everyone. Our farm is down in Mitchell County. It's approximately 145, 150 acres was the original farm that my grandfather owned. It was pecans and cattle is what we ran on the two things we did out here. It is now, since he has passed away, it has been divided between my father, my uncle, and my aunt. And the portion that my father or my immediate family technically own is only like 36 acres. But yeah, I still have pretty much free range of the pecan orchard, which is what my uncle owns. He wound up buying out everybody's portion to get the pecan orchard. So that's what I'm out here on his part to get some big chunks of pecan. Hopefully find some big 10, 12 inch diameter logs and get them cut up and throw on the back of the truck. But what we will be doing is we're getting to play with the new saw today. Like I said earlier, this is the first time I will have cut anything with it. I have started it and run it, but that's basically all I did was I started it up and let it sit on the ground outside my shop and let it run for about 3 minutes, just to let everything break in with no revs, nothing like that. I do know that, or I am running a heavier oil mix in it, so I am running it at 25 to 1 instead of 50 to 1. I don't even know if I'd go to 50 to 1 for a big saw. That's pretty lean. I'll probably stick with 40 to 1, which is what my little 57cc runs. But let's get to it. All right, everyone, here's what I think pretty much all of y'all have wanted to see. Let's get some hearing protection on, eyes covered. And let's fire this thing up. piece I cut will actually be cut into slabs. But we got a ways to go for that. I want to run a few tanks through at the 25-to-1 mixture. Just let everything break in without running it wide open the whole time. So I'm gonna cut some more of this up and we'll be back when we move to another spot. It's crazy seeing how much this place has grown up. You know, we used to run cows out here, so you never had all of this. I mean, there's actually, you can't tell it, but there's actually a road to go straight through right there and one that's supposed to go through over there. So I think we're gonna take this route. All right, we finally made it back here to where these old cedar trees are at. I don't have a clue how I'm gonna get them out because I don't have a tractor down here today. You can see there's one there, there's one there, and I'm actually standing on the root ball of another one, and it's still sort of alive. It's dying out. So this is probably gonna be my best one for milling to get the best, prettiest wood out of, because it's not been dead for very long. That one died out 2 years ago. We had tornadoes come through, and if you look right over there, there's another, that's a root ball off of one right there. It goes back up that way. But this place has grown up so much that I'm really not sure how I'm gonna get these things out of here. I may have to just cut them up today and then go back or come back later with the tractor. I may be able to cut a couple of small pieces out of that one, get that one on the ground, and then see about cutting a few pieces out of it and tote them out on my shoulder. But we're about to play and see what we can do. Hopefully we don't find no snakes out here, because it has gotten hot. It started this morning. It was it was 49 this morning, and it is 74 right now, and I am sweating, which I had to cut a bunch of crap to get back here. Couldn't get the truck through. There's the old road, so many trees have blown down, but there's a lot of good firewood in there. There's a lot of oaks, little small oaks, about 8-10 inches in diameter, that came down. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, everyone, I have decided I don't think it's going to be a good idea for me to try to carry this out of here. It's about 700-800 yards back across through that kind of jungle to get back over to the truck. So what I'm going to do is I've cut down a handful of cedar logs. Those right there, I cut 2 of them that are about 4 foot long out of that one. They're probably 10 inches in diameter. The one that's over there that was broken off, it's probably 18 inches in diameter. I cut a piece that's 10 foot long out of it. So I'm going to let them lay there. I'm going to get the tractor down here. Hopefully next week I can get back down here. I've got a couple of deer stands I'm wanting to hang out here anyway. So we are going to head back to the shop and get some of this barn wood that's up there. So I'll see y'all there. Everyone, we're back up here at the shop, and as you can see, we have a pile of old heart pine. It actually come out of a house that was built in like 1910. Back well before I was born. My grandparents lived in town in Camilla, and the house was just, it wasn't worth being in, so they got out of it, and the city was going to tear it down anyway. So they went through and they took it completely apart, brought all the wood out here, brought all the bricks out here, everything, anything that they could repurpose was brought out here. Now this is nowhere near what all they brought out here. There's a burn pile back behind the shop here that probably has 7 or 8 times that. I mean, this pile used to be this section that I'm standing in here that's now paved. As you can see, where the truck is, this full section here, that full section where the little tractor's at, all of that was 6 to 8 foot tall all the way out here. And even where this tractor's sitting, there was stuff right here you could not drive through. They actually fixed this so you could drive one of the tractors through. There was a lot of old wood out here. A lot of it was tongue and groove, and I actually thought that there was still some tongue and groove left. Got here, and obviously there's not. It's all 2x, and it's all dimensional. Like, it's actually 2 or 2 1/4 thick. I mean, it's good stuff. So we're gonna sift through and grab a couple pieces, like probably that piece of like 2x10 or something right there. A couple of these 2x6s, a couple of 2x4s. Just gonna grab a couple of pieces because I think that'd be real nice to cut them up, rip them down, and even if it's just for an accent piece in something, you know, it'd be nice to have something from the farm and use it. Made it back home, and I realized I didn't hit on the saw. As you can see, we got some 2 big chunks of pecan, a couple of pieces of oak, and a lot of this, that's actually this pecan here. A friend of mine wanted some, run through a smoker. Got a lot of this 2x heart pine. I mean, you can't really see it just because of how dirty, dingy these things are. See the growth rings? The growth rings are just, they're so tight packed in there. They got 5 or 6 2x6s there, and then right there is a 4x4. These 2 over here on top are actually walnut, as well as this big 6x6 up here. That was some stuff my granddad had, and he was like, take it, get it out from under my shop, do something with it. So got some walnut to make some projects with. But this thing right here, it's a beast. It ran through anything and everything I put it up against. Now, I'm not beating the hell out of it today because of the simple fact of I'm trying to like I said, I'm trying to break this thing in right and trying to make sure that I get the best life out of this saw, because it will be thrown on a sawmill with 36-inch bar sometime in the near future. Once the break-in period and I can start running like a 40-to-1 mix in it, it'll be good to go. But I mean, I cut up a couple of pieces of that pecan that was a little bit bigger than that, and that one's probably 16 inches in diameter. I cut up a piece of cedar. I couldn't get to it, and I didn't have the tractor to go out there and get it, so I couldn't move it by hand because it was too big. But it's like 22 inches. It was almost that whole bar, and that bar's a 25-inch bar, so you know, it's close to 2-foot piece of cedar. It ran through it like it was not even there. I mean, it just straight through. But I can say, if you're in the market for a big saw, something that to get you by, and you don't want to spend the money on a steel like I didn't want to spend that kind of money, I can highly recommend that one. That thing is a beast. And I know there's a lot of people out there that had just as good of luck with the G3888 or 3880 or 388. G388. Yeah, there you go. And the what is it? G488 or 470, something. Yeah, Holzfforma's got several different ones. I know that there's a lot of people that had a lot of luck with those saws. This is my first one. Very well may buy one, a little bit smaller ones, but I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. But compared to anything I've run, it's just a beast. My home light over there, I've always talked about it being a beast. It's a 55cc bow saw, but it's old school. I mean, like, and it puts my little 57cc to shame on what it'll do. It just chews through wood. But I have run a steel MS 440, I guess it's a 460, something around that, 72, I guess, cc chainsaw, and it was a good saw. Yeah, I mean, it did great, but that thing right there, outrun it all day long. But that's just where we're at with it. Like I say, I'm gonna continue on cutting some more stuff. I've got some oak and stuff to go get, but I am so excited to run this thing in the mill and get some boards cut out with it. Till then, we'll see you next time.